Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and time for a fact that makes your brain go. It's pretty simple here. 23% of Chicagoans will never date someone that has this feature. It's something going on. I'm not saying it's a physical feature. I'm just saying something about this person. Once they know that, they will never even consider dating this person. Maybe they've already got some feelings too. Maybe even a little bit of lust leading into love at this point. But no, once they find this out about this person, they're done. They're out, point blank. You know what they're going to do.
Goodbye.
That's it. Done. So what do you think that is? It's almost a quarter of the people out there in Chicago will not date someone the second they find this out about that person.
Wow.
Yeah. How about it? Top of your head. Just go. Just top of your head.
If they call their exes crazy, because it's like, well, that's a lot of people who think, what are the odds?
That's a great answer. I'm not going to tell you right or wrong, but
I hate that. I hate when you meet someone, they're like, they're crazy, they're crazy, they're crazy. You're like,
yeah, maybe the person telling me this is crazy.
Or like, I always say, maybe. They may have done something crazy. Usually there's an action that incites, that wakes up the crazy beast. So, were you sleeping with other people and then she was crazy? You know what I mean?
I can dispute that, saying sometimes people are just crazy.
Yes. Facts.
I just want to say.
But if they think everyone they ever dated was crazy.
Yeah, that's when you gotta look in the mirror, look at the person you're talking to.
I'm like,
First off, were you ever told that as a rule on a first date is to never talk about your exes on the first date?
Why do people love to talk about their exes so much?
Because
I'm good with never revisiting. Now sometimes it's funny anecdotes, guess what happened to me, and I'm making fun of horrible things, but I never sit down and let's take a deep dive into what happened here.
Yeah, it's the worst.
Okay.
Do not do it. I think it's because it's familiar and you can tell a story and you can show your personality, and also different passions show up, like hate can show up in there.
But it's fun on a first date.
Yeah.
I'm always well, how do you hate, baby?
Hey, is that a passion to hate?
Hate is passion.
Interesting.
Yeah. Sometimes shared hate, we've talked about that before, is what brings some people together. They actually enjoy that shared hate of, I don't know, nachos, which I can't imagine that on earth. Ever anybody hating nachos?
What a horrible date. You're sitting there talking about how much you hate nachos?
Yeah. Okay.
Not the guy for me.
So 23% of Chicagoans would stop dating a person or never date this person once they find this out about them. Case, what do you think it is?
I'm sure this isn't right.
Okay.
But it pertains to my life.
Oh, boy.
Because when I was on dating apps, it would be an immediate no. It didn't matter what the person looked like, how attractive they were.
And before you continue, Case, happy 2-year anniversary.
Thank you.
Forgot to do that yesterday.
Yeah.
2 years.
I didn't mention it yesterday. Yeah, I'm very happy with it.
2-year anniversary for Case the producer.
Take your top off.
Yeah. And by the way, for everybody listening that's listening a while, Case has a girlfriend.
He does have a girlfriend.
And I live with her.
And he lives with her.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
There it is.
What's up, fat fingers?
Lunch, baby.
Shocking news. So, your situation, what do you got?
When I was on dating apps, it would be an immediate no matter how attractive the person was. If they were wearing those Oktoberfest beer drinking dresses. Do you know what I'm talking about? What are they called? Lederhosen?
Well, he looked like St.
No,
Pauli
those are the
girl.
guys.
Yeah. What was it called, Brian? St. Pauli girl?
Well, the St. Pauli girl beer.
Yeah.
The girl on that has wearing that big dress. I don't know what you call it either, but Kenzie's the guys wear the Lederhosen or Lederhosen.
Lederhosen.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't describe why I hate it so much, but I hate it so much. And if you're on if you're on a dating app and you only have 6 photos of yourself to choose from, and you choose to have that dress on in one of those photos, I'm sorry, I can't date you.
So
I gotta be honest, I'm having a hard time. Some people are calling it Bavarian dresses or beer garden dresses.
Yeah, beer garden dresses, I think the term I'm most familiar with.
So I can't find an official Lederhosen. I'm not getting.
all I know is I'm gonna have to delete my history now because I put Oktoberfest dress in, and it's all
kind of kinky.
Well, it's all these hot chicks in that dress.
Well, it's all the costumes. It's the Leg Avenue brand, which is it's whore Halloween, if anyone's not familiar. Which I have partaken in. No judgment when I say that.
No judgment at all.
I've absolutely been a whore for Halloween, so no judgy.
In fact, some cred points, actually.
Oh, okay.
But
yeah,
I have to delete this because Megan's going to wonder why I was searching these women. Because it's all these,
I was not a fan. I don't know what
Drindle?
it is.
I'm getting Drindle?
I can't do that.
Really? I think they're cute. They're just flowy.
I think it is Bavarian. I think generally it's a Bavarian style.
That's one of my favorite donuts.
Bavarian?
Cream filled.
Yeah.
Bavarian. I don't know what about that. That's adorable. You're such a hater. You can't hate fun.
I do hate fun.
I know.
So we'll give you the answer in 5 minutes here. 23% of people, once they find this out about the other person, whether it's everybody was crazy they dated before you, like Kenzie said, or case they wear Bavarian German dresses in their Oktoberfest in their dating app profile. But I'm not telling you that they're even close or right. We'll give you the fact and what maybe you're a part of this 23% of Chicago that would do this in 5 minutes.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
All right, time for a fact that makes your brain go. And this relates to dating and getting out there in the world. 23% of Chicagoans, once they find this out about the other person, they will never date them. They'll just stop right there and not continue on. And by the way, I don't think I mentioned it, but this goes for men or women. So when they find out about the other person, there's no gender-specific thing going on here. Now, Kenzie guessed if the person just talks about their ex being crazy or all their exes being crazy, they have 52 crazy exes and they're not crazy.
Right. That just isn't really, it doesn't seem like it adds up.
No, something's wrong. And then Case said that if they wear a Bavarian dress, Oktoberfest style, if you will, in their dating app profile, he's out. They're done. He saw that a lot before his 2-year anniversary when he was just, playing the field there before he met his current lady.
Yeah, letting my wild oats spread, something like that.
Yeah.
Not an Oktoberfest. No oats there.
The text line has let us know that the official name of that dress is a dirndl, by the way.
Okay.
A dirndl is the thing I don't like.
Yeah, which is a lot of them right now being in October. And also, if you were sewing your wild oats to your words there, you think you'd want somebody with a Bavarian dress or a dindle on at some point.
I disagree. It's not the kind of
dirndl.
A dindle. It's not the kind of woman I want to be with.
Yeah, dreidel, whatever it is. Yeah. So there you go. You're both wrong. I'll tell you that right now. But before we get to the answer, some really interesting guesses on the text line. Some typical ones, like if you find out the person has kids or they chew with their mouth open, they're done with them right there. Some of the funnier ones. If people who say LeBron's better than Jordan,
relax.
I'm out right now.
So I have the best text. Danielle texted it and said, I hope it's smoking. And that's because I have too many dogs. And I hope it's not people who have too many dogs. And then this is amazing. She says another text that says, there's a fine line between being a dog lover and being crazy. I'm crazy.
Yep, crazy dog.
I love self-awareness. I think it's a big deal.
None of those are right. None of those are right at all. 23% of Chicagoans say they will cease to initiate dating someone the second they find out this about the person, that they're an Android user.
Get that green bubble out of here. I do not want it.
Wow. That's a quarter of the people of Chicago who are iPhone users will not date someone who's an Android user. You're really limiting the pool at this point. If you're really doing that, come on now.
Hey, everybody has their things.
Yes. Now, I get it. It's the worst thing ever to text somebody and then not get any kind of knowing that they're received your response and are working on a response to you. You have to wait for the green bubble to pop up. I thought they worked that out, though. I thought there was something we talked about last year where there was some way it's changing.
They're working on it. It's not worked out. They're working on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Brian, I need a man's brain for this. And then, Kenzie, I want your thoughts on it also. But
I'm just useless.
No. You're not useless. Just in this exact moment, you're useless.
Kenzie, just sit over there and make some pancakes.
I need a man, so how about you go F yourself?
Kenzie, pull out a hot plate and make some pancakes for a second.
But imagine, Brian, you're with somebody new and they're really, really attractive. But then you find out that, like, in the heat of a moment, when they're sending you perhaps some naughty pictures, that they're sending them to you with a green bubble. That sounds awful. I don't want to see your body if you have a green bubble.
Well, I'm willing to wait. I'm willing to wait for it to see what happens there. I'm not encouraging this behavior, but yes, I
want that.
I've always thought that love is so hard, and for me, someone who got married a little late. Yeah,
bingo.
right. Yep. No. It took a long time for me to find real love in my life. So if you can find it, you gotta lasso it. You gotta go right for it. And if there's something wrong with that person, just look past it because you love that person. Unless they're a murderer or something.
Am I allowed to? I don't know if I'm allowed to participate yet. I'm still making a sandwich and saying in my place.
Are the pancakes done over there?
No, sorry. I guess I suck at that too.
All right, go ahead, Kenzie. What's your take?
Well, I mean, I don't know.
It's not enough to get you to stop, is what you're saying. It wouldn't have stopped you with your husband, right?
I think that you shouldn't have a lot of deal breakers. Now, besides obvious, like, oh, this is a bad person
Correct.
and things like that. I never was like, no way kids, or no way unless somebody's this height, or no way. I stayed away from all those because I think that, I mean, shocker, you don't know everything in life. And sometimes those things may surprise you that they're actually not that big of a deal, or maybe they add something to your life that you didn't think it would. I always tried to stay away from deal breakers besides like being respectful.
Sure, the
and
normal
things. Like
things.
that. Yeah, like, and I was very like, if you looked at people I dated, like, no one looks alike. Everyone has a different job. I was just very open.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have this list
Yeah.
ever because you don't know what to expect.
Yeah, that's right. Can add to your life, like Tristan added to your life tremendously.
Absolutely. Had I said no kids, like I would have missed out on the person who made me a mom.
That's right.
It would have been horrible.
That's right. Terrible. So, Case, it's too bad you didn't investigate more with the Dindle dress?
Dirndl.
Or Oktoberfest dress. Now, I know you have a beautiful, happy relationship and the best girl on earth over there, so you're fine. But you never, you could have sowed some oats with a dress girl.
I disagree with Kenzie. I have a lot of walls up. I have a lot of things I can't deal with. You should be very, very selective.
Yeah, that's shocking. That's shocking.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Actor Al Pacino confirms there's nothing there, end quote, after we die. You're gone. How does Al know? Of course, one of my favorite actors, if you go to The Godfather and Heat, and he's in so many great movies. Donnie Brasco and Scent of a Woman.
Jack and Jill.
I don't know that one.
That's the Adam Sandler movie where he plays him and his sister. It's very funny.
I never saw that movie.
It's so funny.
Okay, I gotta watch that. Add that to the Al Pacino list.
He's in it as Al Pacino.
Yeah, Heat is one I recommend for anybody who's never seen that. It's, with Robert De Niro, but incredible. Anyway, Al Pacino, how does he know there's nothing there? And should I listen to him? I gotta say, since this headline came across my timeline, as someone like me, I'm a person of faith, I've been shook since this happened. Like, why am I listening to Al Pacino? I was in bed last night, and I say prayers every day. I'm thankful and grateful and blessed, and I really do. I sit there and do it every night and every morning. But all I could think about was Al Pacino last night. Wait, he's got the confirmation that there's nothing there, and it really upset me.
Are you upset that he found out before you did?
Yes, and also,
you don't like what he found.
I don't like what he found.
Yeah, you don't like what he
How
found.
did he find it, though?
Here's his answer.
Okay.
In 2020, roughly a year before COVID, he contracted a nasty infection. And he was just not feeling well, but then it turned into a fever. He got dehydrated, and literally he almost died. I actually remember this story. And this is actually, he had a kid, right? In the last couple of years, too?
Recently.
Yeah. So he's 80. What is he? Is he 80? He's 84.
My man.
Good Lord, had a
Putting in
kid.
work.
How about it? So he had his quote. He had 6 paramedics in his living room. There were 2 doctors, and they had these outfits on. They looked like they were from outer space because he had an infection. He said, I opened my eyes, and everybody was around me, and they said, he's back. He's here. So he came out of whatever, basically dying, as he said, for several minutes. And he said, I didn't see a white light or anything. There's nothing there. As Hamlet says, to be or not to be. And he said, nevermore, nevermore. He started making a lot of different quotes. Even South Park, he even quoted in this one. But he said, I never thought about it in my life, but, actors, it sounds good to say I died once, but there's nothing there. He wanted to say something like he saw this light in his journey and saw.
But how old is he? Is it his 80s?
He's 84.
Okay, well, his eyesight's not great, so maybe there's something there.
I think if he's in this tunnel, in this journey, in this light, your eyesight probably goes back to normal. Don't you think?
Oh, that would suck to be in heaven and have bad eyesight.
No, you should have gotten LASIK.
Oh, that'd be the worst.
It works in the afterlife.
You can't even find the pearly gates. You're so blind.
Okay, when you cross the rainbow bridge, you have 20/20 vision. That's what occurs. The
Yeah,
first
but
thing
he
that
didn't
happens.
get that far.
He didn't see a bridge, apparently. He didn't see anything.
Saw nothing.
Well, honestly, I'm not trying to be this person. Maybe he's going to hell. I don't know what he does in his free time or does not do. But maybe that's a him problem. No rainbow bridge for Al.
But also,
Pachinsters.
hell is something, though. It shouldn't be nothing. Hell is like people throwing pumpkins in your
Yeah, but
face
don't you
for
think it
eternity
takes-
if you were a jerk.
Oh, I love pumpkins.
I
You're
know.
just smashing pumpkins in your face.
That's
Ew.
right.
Well, maybe, I mean, I'm sure you have to take an elevator or something to get to hell. I don't think you just get there. Maybe it was in the elevator. It was all dark and quiet.
He didn't even see the elevator. He didn't have to push a button or the alarm if he
But
was
maybe
stuck.
your soul just gets into it. Like he was transporting you down.
I'm not
and he
saying
woke up.
I'm not saying he's right. I'm just saying what Al Pacino said because I don't want to believe it because, again, I am a person of faith and I want to believe because I've seen the effects of having faith. And I mean that. I'm not getting too serious, but I've had rough times and I prayed and things and worked out, and I want to believe, and I do believe strongly, and I still pray every day. But Al's in my head now.
Al Pacino's ruined your prayer habits.
He did. Like, F you, Al. Like, just keep your
you,
mouth.
Al.
If you didn't see anything, keep your mouth shut.
What are you most worried about? Are you worried that he's right? Does it hurt how you're going to live your life?
Are you going to be an even bigger problem now?
Well, see, he's saying this because he said we should just be a good person now because some people will use religion to say, I'll get forgiveness later. He's trying to also say, I don't know if he was an atheist before this or not. I don't know if that was his vibe, but he did say we should just be good to each other now and using it as a way to say that, to say, hey, there's nothing at the end, so be good now.
Well, that's kind of the opposite of, I feel like, what some people are going to do. They're going to be like, oh, awesome. I'm not going to get judged. Let me go rob this bank.
It's going to become the purge.
That's what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
if there's not something that's like, maybe I should be good or I'm going to go to hell or heaven,
Right.
then you're just going to, it kind of has the opposite effect.
It can.
That word of mouth.
Depends on the
know?
person. Depends on the
Yeah.
person. I mean, do you believe, Kenzie? Do you believe?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's something on the other side.
Okay, so do you now, did Al mess with your head like me?
You know what? I'm not super invested in all of Al Pacino's advice.
I wasn't either.
And that's not like, I'm not trying to slander him, but I'm not like, well, this is my beacon. This is like my pool of knowledge all comes from the Pachinsters.
Okay, well then let me ask a follow-up. Who would say that and you'd buy it?
Who would I believe?
Yeah.
Jesus. If he's like, listen, it's not going to work out for you. I'm like, well, you have the guest list.
So
I get it.
So you're sitting there in your house, you're making up some fettuccine Alfredo, and also you turn around and Jesus is there.
Yeah.
He goes, Kenzie, it ain't going to work out for
Hey,
you.
listen, you're not going to be doing a lot after this. I'm going to be like, you know what? Those are your gates. I get it. That's your business. It's your property.
By the way, your garlic bread's burning.
Yeah. Like, apparently so am I. Huh? I'm going to be in hell.
And then he disappears?
Yeah. Tough one.
I can see that going
Not
down
a
like
great
that.
day.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
Might as well have more fettuccine.
Is there a number 2 that you would believe? Put Jesus off the table.
The Holy Ghost.
All right, Jesus and the Holy Ghost.
Brian, can I offer you a shot of optimism?
I mean, I am kind of shook today. I got to say that.
I can tell. But while Al Pacino says there's nothing in the afterlife, can I offer you an anecdote from the Motley Crue Behind the Music episode on VH1?
Oh, good, because I'll take my advice from them.
Well, your ranking order is Jesus, the Holy Ghost, and Tommy Lee.
And then... No,
Big
he's always
three.
been...
The Holy Trinity, if you will.
Oh, yeah. No, he's always been on a straight and narrow path. Seems no...
Honestly, before you say your anecdote, they better believe in God because all of them have died a couple times and
This
they
is
come
what
back.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
I probably could have used forgiveness
Yeah.
in areas.
Not Tommy Lee, because I'm not a Tommy Lee fan.
Nikki
But
Sixx.
Nikki Sixx did legally die in the 80s, and he claims that he saw an afterlife in the moments that he was
Boom.
dead. Yeah, so put some faith in Nikki Sixx, why don't you?
So I guess we have to put a poll up on
Who's
social.
more trustworthy?
Yes, Nikki Sixx or Al Pacino.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Mark checking in from Elmwood Park, who is super stoked about the first story coming up here in sports. So I know Mark in Elmwood Park, he's got his man cave there, and all his boys are coming over, his Elmwood Park friends, his neighbors, to load the house tonight for what? Well, we'll tell you in a sec.
The Q101 Morning Crew. Sports.
Well, the NHL's opening night. It's here. Feels like it snuck up on us. Maybe because it's 80 degrees outside.
It does not feel hockey.
No.
Hockey out.
And I know we're only allegedly 10 degrees above normal, but it still feels like July. And I'm not wanting it to go the other direction by saying that out loud. The karma coming back.
Well, the sweater would be tough to wear in weather like this. I know, Brian, I know you like your camo shorts and hockey sweater weather, but this is not camo shorts and hockey sweater weather.
No, it's very warm outside. But you know what? You can sit in your house, turn the air conditioning down to about 42 and watch it on TV, and it'll feel like winter in Chicago. So this afternoon it starts with a triple header. So you've got the Blues at the Kraken at 3:30, the Bruins at the Panthers at 7, all on ESPN. And then at 9 o'clock, nighttime hockey, prime time. Blackhawks at the Utah Hockey Club, their inaugural season. So 3 hockey games today, all day long. And I know Mark in Elmwood Park just settling in, have a little pregame with those first couple games, and the Blackhawks are back. And where all of our teams are. I don't want to start off negative with where they are. I mean, as far as the Blackhawks winning the Stanley Cup, I can just say this. Watching Connor Bedard is a joy. He is gifted.
That's nice.
And just doing that, let's not worry about wins right now. Because we got to worry about wins with the Bears, and the Bulls are not going to have any wins.
They're not going to have any.
They're not going to have any wins. So let's just enjoy hockey for what it is, and that we have one of the best players. And let's enjoy watching him and not worry about the score for a while.
Can I give another reason to watch tonight?
Yes.
It's on ESPN, not the Chicago Sports Network. You don't need to bust out your antenna to watch the Blackhawks.
That's a big one.
Yep.
Because, of course, as you know, NBC Sports Channel's gone. The Chicago Sports Network, you have to have either DirecTV. I'm not sure if it transferred over to Dish TV when DirecTV bought Dish TV. And other than that, you got to go over a friend's house to get that HD TV like Case has.
Yeah,
HD antenna to pick it up naturally as God intended.
Thank you, Jerry Reinsdorf, for that. We had this nice cable channel with all these talented people. It's very easy to watch a bunch of games. Not anymore.
Nope.
Go buy an antenna.
Not good.
Guys, don't be like that.
It's just unfortunate. So, MLB postseason. Royals beat the Yankees 4-2, tied at 1-1. Tigers beat the Guardians 3-0 yesterday, tied at 1-1. Both matchups today, tied at 1-1. Phillies at the Mets at 4 o'clock today, and Dodgers at the Padres at 8 p.m. All 4, 1-1. You said, Case, that's the first time in history?
First time in history that all the divisional series matchups have been tied at 1-1 through 2 games.
Dodgers one should be interesting to watch because on the hill tonight is Walker Buehler, who was robbed of a $100,000 watch at a horse track yesterday. Him and his wife were approached, and he lost a $100,000 watch.
Wow.
I would love to be able to lose a $100,000 watch and not be that upset about it.
That's like, I don't know if you know this, Brian, but this is kind of an iconic moment in Keeping Up with the Kardashians history.
I do watch the show, but I haven't kept up as good.
You haven't kept up with the Kardashians in a while?
I know the Kardashians.
Yes, I have not.
So Kim jumps in or gets thrown in the ocean, I think by her boyfriend at the time, Chris Humphries, or maybe husband at the time. And she loses like her $100,000 diamond earrings, and she's hysterically crying. And Courtney goes, "Oh my God, Kim, people are dying." And like, could you imagine? Because I would be like, well, I'm dying. That's all of our money. It's unbelievable. It's a different world.
I just looked up Bueller's contract. His career earnings right now are $30,200,000. Not as much as I thought. Now
Well, he's a young man.
I'm saying a $100,000 watch hurts with that income.
It's a big deal.
That's a lot. That's a lot. I mean, he's not going to be eating bologna sandwiches this week before the game, but
he'll be fine.
It hurts a little bit.
Yeah, but it stinks.
That's right. Well, watch the game tonight. See if it affects him on the. I don't know. It affects him either way. Like he's going to pitch awesome or not. So we'll see how it affects everything. Now, one thing that's kind of interesting about our teams next year, Guaranteed Rate Field will be sold out Friday, August 15th and Saturday, August 16th. For your Chicago White Sox? No. For the Savannah Bananas. Now, these are guys who are like the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball.
Oh, they're so good. It's so fun.
I did not aware of how big they were. Case was telling me they actually move games to football stadiums now because there's so many people. They sell out. There's a lottery for tickets that's going on until November 1st. So join that list now. I will be doing that. I feel like my luck's good. I got a hot hand with Oasis tickets and a ticket lottery.
You're not allowed to join this lottery.
I am joining it.
No.
Yes.
No.
And I will pass some on to, someone that I know my wife really wants to go and said it'd be good to take Harper, a 2-year-old there. It's really fun what they do. It's a good time. Case, the producer, has been holding back. And
what?
Because
Does he have tickets?
He does. No, he doesn't. He doesn't like this kind of thing. But he said, "I'm gonna pretend to like the Savannah Bananas on the air."
What do you mean you don't like this thing? It's just like fun.
He doesn't like fun. Well, he was a D3 baseball prospect. He takes baseball very seriously.
Right,
and
but
so,
this is like a fun thing to do with your family. It's
correct.
Not. It's not the new professional baseball.
It's joking in baseball, and baseball's very serious.
Well, it's a sport.
We're talking about him like he's not here. Am I right in that assessment that you're not all in on the Savannah Bananas?
I don't know. It's fine if you like it, I guess. It's not for me.
Yes.
It's not. I don't want to see an umpire twerk. I don't like that if you hit a foul ball and a fan catches it, it counts as an out. Fine. I'm okay with not having fun. I don't get it.
But it's not for you, so it's okay. You can have other people can have fun.
Oh, knock yourself out. Everybody go nuts. Make a mockery of America's pastime. I don't care. That's fine.
I mean, yikes. It's a lot to unload.
Now, I got to
when you hear
say,
it.
I didn't know much about him. I do want to see an umpire twerk.
Of course you do.
Wouldn't you, Kenzie?
Of course. Have you met me? I'm gonna question that.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.